Spine Challenger North 2024 from Hardraw to Kirk Yetholm. 8 o'clock in the morning, 152-ish miles to go. So here's to the big adventure. Okay, we are 4.5 miles in, and I think I've run about 20 steps. It's been uphill since we started. Looking forward to the corresponding downhill. Feet are already wet, that's okay. And I've already started eating. Had a quarter of my cheese bagel, drinking. Pace is alright, so we're going uphill, yeah, we did have some views, but now not so much. Looks like it's set in this mist, but don't mind, it's quite a nice temperature, so no complaints. I haven't recce'd this section, so it's a nice little surprise. Okay, hi. Done. Oh, we've just come through near Keld, about 11 and a bit miles. Had one slight detour, too busy chatting and following the person in front of me. But yeah, just enjoying the views, not the hills. But yeah, came well so far. Eating well, drinking well, pacing well, and chatting with some really nice people. Yeah, so the first checkpoint is about 36 miles, I think, 34 miles. Oh, little sheepies. Yeah, 34 miles at Middleton and Teesdale. So yeah, I'm not planning on stopping too long there, but get some food and yeah, sort myself out. Yeah, so beautiful. It was forecast to rain all day. We've just had a little bit, otherwise it's pretty stunning. Okay, hi. Just been to Tan Hill, which is the first, like, it's not a checkpoint, but it's the first point where your tracker goes, you're still here. So I thought it was a little bit further along, and then I just came around a corner and I was like, oh my god, it's there. So I got a bit of pace on. I say a bit of pace, 15 miles, and I did my 15th mile in 15 minutes and 15 seconds. How is that for symmetry? I was pretty chuffed with that. So yeah, it was I planned for it to be a straight through, but I just stopped and put on a bit of sun cream and put my glasses back on that I'd taken off when it rained, and had half of the Aldi ginger parkin biscuit, which are my faves, and just swapped my water bottles over. So yeah, It's so beautiful. I'm going to say that a lot, I think, but it's just gorgeous. Just look at those views. They probably don't look as good on here, but just beautiful. Apparently this next bit is quite boggy, and apparently there's a big bog, like a waist, shoulder deep bog, that you have to stay away from. Apparently there's a sign and a post, and you keep to the right of it. So that is my next landmark. So I don't know this section, but I'm coming up halfway to the first checkpoint. So coming up towards about 15.5 miles, and I think it's about 34, so not far off halfway. And it's a beautiful day, so just enjoying these views. Views for miles. So beautiful. So done 23 miles, just over 7 hours, and I've just had a word with myself. Just thought I'd share it because I'm usually just cheery and positive on videos, but I don't always get it right. So I realised that I kept thinking in my head, like, right, you should probably eat soon. You should probably have something to eat. You need to have something to eat. I have something to eat. I was like, Lindsay, I actually said it out loud. Lindsay, stop, get out your food, and you are going to eat a sausage roll, half a sausage roll. You're gonna eat half a sausage roll, and you're gonna walk slowly while you eat it, and then walk slowly for a bit after, and then crack on with your hiking. And I did it, and I feel better for it. So just a reminder for myself to eat and don't just think about it. Goes back to I remember John Kinniston saying, if you're thinking it, do it. So if you think I need to eat, eat. If you think I need to deal with a stone in my shoe, deal with it. Don't put it off. So I've eaten half a sausage roll, feel better. I've also eaten, in case anyone's interested, a cheese bagel, 2 Aldi ginger biscuits, some chia charge jelly cube things, and I've drunk 1 bottle of electrolytes, and I have drunk out my bladder pack as well. I don't know how much, but yeah, drinking plenty. So yeah, there we go, and just enjoying these stunning views. Oh, so beautiful. Hello. So I've just been to a place called Clove Lodge, which is a farm on the Pennine Way. I've heard positive things about it. Basically, the lovely people who live there, they put on a load of, I mean, for a donation, they absolutely they provide hot drinks, cold drinks, So I'm just squinting to check directions. Bars of chocolate, ice creams, like all kinds of packets of crisps, all kinds of goodies, with a little honesty box. But literally I just got there and the lady was like, can I get you a tea or a coffee or a hot chocolate? I thought, oh my god, I'd love a cup of tea. Do I need to provide my cup? No. She's there with her nice china cups, making cups of tea. So I had a cup of tea, half a cup of tea, I couldn't quite manage it all. And I had a little Magnum type ice cream. Now, I don't normally eat milky things when I run, because sometimes I just don't fancy them. But today, quite fancied them. Oh my goodness, look at this. Isn't that pretty? We're just going up here. So yeah, quite fancy it. So I just had a little Magnum, milk chocolate one, and a cup of tea. Little chat. Had a fuss with their dog Doris, who's blinking gorgeous. And then I'm on my way again. So we've done 26 miles, I think. So it's about 26. Hang on. Yeah, 26 miles. So it's about 8 miles, I think, to Middleton, to the checkpoint. So single digits. And I am just literally living checkpoint to checkpoint. So 8 miles to Middleton, and then I get my drop bag, fresh set of snacks, and I might change my socks. I'm planning to stay no more than an hour. I might have a little 20-minute nap if there's somewhere appropriate to do so, and then kit check and I'll be back on my way. And I'll have some food as well and top up my water. I've got a little list anyway. So yeah, for now, just heading up here. Oh gosh, it's just beautiful. How many times am I going to say that over the next 4 days? Okay, we are just coming along to checkpoint 1 at Middleton. It's been a long time coming, just over 34 miles. And I've been going through in my head what my checkpoint plan is. I want to be quite efficient through this one, but not rushing, just efficient. So yeah, it's going okay so far. Been chatting with a nice chap called JP since just after Clove Lodge. So I have a lovely time. It's been quite warm, but there's quite a nice breeze. So perfect weather really. I think it's coming up, maybe it's around 6:30 to 7, something like that. So in the evening, so going about 10.5 to 11 hours. So yeah, I'm about an hour ahead of my rough timings. So it's nice to feel I've got an hour in the bank for later when I'll probably need it. So yeah, heading along to the checkpoint over there. Hi, back again. So I've done 38 miles, which is a quarter of the route. That's exciting. So about 3 miles past the first checkpoint at Middleton, and I stopped for just under an hour at the checkpoint. I'm so proud of my checkpoint checklist. And it was really helpful to tick things off as I did them. So hopefully I remembered everything. Hopefully everything was on my list that I needed to do. So I've charged my phone, my Garmin. Look at the waterfalls. and I filled up my water, replenished my snacks, changed my socks. I put on a dry pair of socks, even though my shoes are still a bit damp. It's quite nice to have dry socks. Oh, I'm just climbing a stile, one of thousands. Yeah, so nice to have dry socks. I've just stopped because when your feet get wet, they get a bit soft, wrinkly, and then the last section was really hard, gravelly path, and the bottom of my right foot just felt like it might get like a hot spot on it. So I thought, I'm just going to deal with it now. So there's nothing visible, but I've put a padded dressing on it just to prevent, because there is some more harder packed paths coming up. So yeah, that's sorted. Had some vegetable soup, had my Mountain Fuel recovery drink, big cup of tea, and yeah, had a chat with some folk. My feet are in probably better condition than some people's. The bog, just constant wet feet, it's not great for feet. So yeah, so going to the night section now. This section, there's very little phone signal, so they time you when you set off from the checkpoint. There's a little interim tracker monitor thing partway along, but pretty much through the night I'm not going to be visible to anyone. I feel like on Top Gun Maverick, where they're like, you have 2 minutes 30 seconds to get to target. I have a bit longer than that, but it kind of feels like they've hit the go button and then if I take too long, I guess someone will come and find me. So yeah, going to night section, feeling quite fresh. So I didn't have a sleep. I don't think I could have. So I'm going to try and push on to Dufton, because the other thing is, because there's no signal in this section, you are not allowed to stop for more than 30 minutes at any time, because otherwise, well, I think over the duration, because it will throw out your timer and Mountain Rescue might get stressed. So yeah, so we go. Middleton to Dufton is the next section, and still beautiful. So here we are at High Cup Nick. You can see nothing because it is the middle of the night. Oopsie. Yeah, ploughing on with Doreen here, and you can see nothing, but the views are really beautiful when it's daylight. But we're cracking on, so yeah, all good. Okay, good morning. It is Tuesday morning. It's about 4:15 in the morning, so very early morning. So just thought I'd do a bit of an update. So after I left Middleton Teesdale yesterday, I was feeling a little bit anxious about doing the boulder fields and Cauldron Snout in the dark. So I picked up the pace a little bit to get in as much as I could in daylight, and actually I then saw a sign that was like 3.5 miles to Cauldron Snout, and I had an hour before sunset on not great terrain, so I made myself pick up the pace and managed to get to the top of Cauldron Snout before it got dark. And in fact, it was much later than I thought when it did get dark. So yeah, so I ended up going up over High Nick in the dark, and I'm just doing a style. Then I got to, oh hang on, oh there we go, just going over this little bridge. I got to Dufton at about 2:45 in the morning, and oh god, I was so knackered. The last kind of couple of hours before we got there, I was really struggling. I was slipping, not choosing good paths. It was really tough going. So I decided, because I was ahead of my planned time by a few hours, I thought I'll have a good rest here. So I had 2 hours at Dufton, spent an hour and a half of it in the ladies' toilets, wearing everything I have with me to keep me warm. So waterproof trousers, dry socks, so waterproof trousers over my trousers, dry socks, and then my spare base layer, spare jacket, plus then my windproof and waterproof, and hat and buff, hoods up, inside my bivvy, and gloves, my warm gloves. So yeah, so I think I probably slept for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, so hopefully just enough to keep going. Heading uphill now, up Cross Fell, which is the highest point of Pennine Way, I think, and then next stop is Alston, so it's 20 miles between Dufton and Alston. I think I've done 2, so 18 to go, and then I can have a sleep, hopefully in a bed, and some hot food and a cup of tea. So my feet feel okay, legs feel okay, my shoulders are suffering the most, just the bag's so heavy, but it was lovely having my bag off my back for 2 hours, so it doesn't feel too bad now. I reckon I've got an hour or so before it starts to hurt again. Taking a couple of paracetamol, and I found a pan au chocolat in my pocket that I'd forgotten about, so I had that for breakfast at 10 to 4 this morning. So big hill, big hill, miles and miles of up, and then some down. Here we go, bring it on. Morning again, still morning. It's 7:15 in the morning. I've done 63.5 miles, so 9 miles since leaving Dufton. Just been up Cross Fell, just as challenging to navigate as it was on my recce, even though the weather conditions were a bit better. Misty on the top of Cross Fell, but the other hills we had some nice views, so I took some pictures. There's some really slippy flagstones on this section, which I do not enjoy. See, yeah, there you go, case in point. So yeah, feeling a bit out of it, just tired. Yeah, heading to Greg's hut. I will stop there just for 10-15 minutes. I think I need to eat. I've had my pan of chocolat this morning. I've had half a ginger biscuit and some electrolytes, but I'm feeling a bit weakened, so I'm going to stop and eat some food, see if they've got any hot drinks. I can't remember what the deal is at Greg's hut, so we shall see. But yeah, I'm enjoying it still. It's beautiful, beautiful morning, and I spent about 2 or 3 miles walking with the front runner of the full summer spine, Chris I think he was called, so that was nice. Had a nice chat with him. So yeah, that is me. I'll just leave you with this view. Hello, it is 10 past 10 I think on Tuesday morning. I've done just coming up 73 miles, about a mile from Alston checkpoint. What news since last recorded? So Greg's hut, no one was there, no, it was disappointing. So I just went and sat for 10 minutes, ate a sausage roll, got some other snacks out, and just enjoyed not having my my backpack on my back for a few minutes, and then there was a really stony path for quite a few miles. It was a bit boring. Views were nice, but path was a bit boring. Came down to Garrigill, I think it's called, and had to follow a diversion which was very muddy, very overgrown, but it was because the bridge was closed. So now I'm heading for Alston checkpoint. My plan is eat, sleep, eat, crack on. So I'm planning to be there probably about 4 hours because I want to try and get decent sleep. So that is the plan. And we have been on the section of the 1,000 styles, so I'm quite grateful this gate is open so I don't have to go over this next one. But yeah, so many styles on this route. Yeah, so we go. That's all I know. I've not eaten all of my snacks because it's been night time, but I've had sausage roll, I've had some cheer charge cube things, jelly cubes, I've had my ginger biscuit, I had that earlier. That might be it, so I definitely need food, but for now enjoying the sheepies and the views. Oh, look at that one, so cute. Hello everybody, thought I'd just do a little update. I have been through Alston checkpoint 2, had a nice time there, so I got all my stuff sorted, had 2 servings of lasagna, veggie lasagna, which was really nice, and then had a sleep for probably an hour and 3/4, 2 hours, something like that, but then it's a bit noisy because other people were coming in and out, so I decided I'd just get up. I was still in the checkpoint about 4 hours. I had a shower as well before I had my nap. Then I had some toast when I woke up. I had my recovery drink, Mountain Fuel recovery fuel, and I've taped my knees because one of my knees just twinged once on a downhill section. I just thought, like, I've got tape, I might as well just get it done. It's no harm. So tape my knees, and then also I kind of forgot I bumped my the front of my ankle on a boulder last night, and didn't really think much of it, but as the day's gone on, it's become a little bit painful. When I stopped at the checkpoint, it was quite swollen, so when I had my nap I elevated it, put an ice pack on it, and then I've smothered it in Voltarol type stuff, and hopefully that will help. It feels okay now, so I'm guessing that's helped those different things. So yeah, tape that up, knees up, sorry, and yeah, I've done, let me have a look, oh goodness me, just over 76 miles. Next stop is Bellingham, 40 miles away, so a long section. I left the checkpoint at 2:10 on Tuesday early afternoon, and it's probably going to be early hours of the morning before I reach Bellingham, so I might have a little trail nap somewhere along the way. I'm using my phone because I was so organised. I did everything on my list, and I forgot to charge my GoPro, so I'm now recording videos on my phone until I charge that up. So yeah, enjoying it. Not gonna lie, hardest race I've ever done by a country mile. The elevation is crazy, the bogs are crazy, lots of quite technical terrain, so yeah, it's definitely tough, but I am over halfway. That's exciting, and I'm heading, this next section has Hadrian's Wall in it, so that's something to look forward to. So yeah, I'll update later. Hi, so it's that time I made another video before it gets too dark. So I'm just about to go up Hadrian's Wall. That's my next landmark. I'd forgotten how hilly this section is, really hilly, and my legs feeling a little bit sore, but just keeping taking the painkillers, and it's bearable. So yes, I was going to tell you about some amazing people. So there are just such lovely people who live on the Pennine Way who take care of you. So I mentioned the Clove Lodge people who made me a cup of tea and gave me an ice cream, and then I was just coming through Slaggyford, and Molly, aka the Angel of Slaggyford, came running out with a homemade chocolate brownies. She had flat ducks as well, but I had a brownie. Oh my god, best brownie I think I've ever tasted. It was delicious. Yeah, that was pretty nice. And then apparently there's someone, Hornstead Farm I think it's called, so there's that's coming up. Yeah, so just, I think it's really lovely people. Yeah, if you buy a house on a national trail, you could quite easily be really grumpy about it, but just so many people really embrace it. And then just seeing little welfare team gave me a quality street, orange one. I chose it, it's very nice. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of energized enough, not really energetic, a bit knackered, but yeah, heading into night 2. I think it's 7 something, hang on, coming up 7:30 I think, 93 miles, and yeah, it could be 8:30, I'll have a look in a minute. Yeah, so just ploughing on, eating, drinking, and enjoying the views. We had a little bit of drizzle before, which is why I've got my raincoat on and my glasses off, but now beautiful evening, so lots of photo stops along the way, and I'm expecting to be at Bellingham, which is the next checkpoint, so that's in about 22 miles, so I'll probably be there between 8 and 10 tomorrow morning. I thought I might be there earlier, but I've forgotten about the hills, so yeah, it's going all right. Hi, morning all. It is 5:20 on Wednesday morning, and what a night was had. So I think I maybe last recorded on Hadrian's Wall, maybe. Anyway, did the Hadrian's Wall section, and it got dark about when I got to Sycamore Gap. It got dark around there, and because I'm a bit sleep deprived, I just started to get a bit like paranoid that someone was following me, even though there's no head torch behind me, and I started like thinking rocks were animals, and they weren't. The giraffe I knew was definitely not real. The sheep and the cows were more confusing whether they were real or not, and then I kept thinking I could see head torches ahead, and then they would just vanish. I mean, realistically, it was because they just went like round a bend or down a dip or whatever. But anyway, I then spotted there were 2 head torches ahead. So as we turned off of the wall, I sped up as much as I could, caught up with 2 lovely chaps who I spent the rest of the evening with, wading through bogs and just some horrific paths that were just hard to follow, and we were just knackered. And then we made it to Hornstead Farm, which is about 5 miles from wherever we're heading now, Bellingham, where we're heading now. And we had a cup of tea, the best cheese savoury sandwich, and a 20-minute power nap. And then we've carried on just over 5 miles. We're probably about a mile or so away now from Bellingham, so just downhill to get back there. So that is the update. When we get to the checkpoint, I'm gonna probably eat, definitely sleep, and get ready for the last 41 miles. Hi, good morning. It is Wednesday morning. It is about 10:30 in the morning, and I'm just coming along the river at Bellingham. I left the checkpoint there about 10 minutes ago. So I had about an hour and a half of sleep, which brings my total to probably 4.5 hours. Not a lot, but I had a really good sleep, so that was nice. Had some beans on toast when I got there, had a shower, got changed, had my sleep, got up, had some more toast, cake and custard for breakfast. Oh my god, Swiss roll and custard, hot custard. It was amazing. So had that, saw the medic about my ankle. She thinks probably when I bumped it I twisted it. She thinks it's tendon issues, but she has no indication of any break or anything, nothing that would suggest it's race ending. But she'll just take regular painkillers, which I am. So regular paracetamol, ibuprofen gel, and whenever I stop, take off my shoe, my sock, and sit with it elevated. So I can do that. And what else? I just have to. Oh yeah, I was just checking the route. And I've been praised for my organisation skills and my leggings. That's nice. Yeah, so I'm now heading out towards Venice. I suppose is the next main point, and that's about 24 miles, and then heading out over the Cheviots. So yeah, just planning to take it steady, enjoy it, and hopefully not do any more damage to my ankle. For now, steps. Okay, hi. It is Wednesday afternoon, about 3:30 maybe, something like that. I don't know, lost track of time. Let me just have a look. Yeah, about 3:30. And I've done 129 miles, marathon to go. It's exciting, but it's a marathon and a half because it's very hilly up over the Cheviots. So I'm here a bit earlier than I had planned. So originally I was going to have a little sleep at Burness, and then head out fresh, because I thought I wouldn't get here till about midnight tonight, I think. So because I'm ahead of schedule, I'm going to push on and sleep in one of the huts, whichever's nearest to darkness. So that's my plan. My ankle's still pretty sore, but it's manageable. I don't think it's getting any worse. A couple of times I've like just landed funny, and yeah, it's been pretty painful, but otherwise it's just a bit of a ache, and I'm keeping dosing up on pain relief. So that's that. I've just had my one visit from mum and the dog. So on this race they discourage you from having support, but if you have family or friends who want to say hi, it has to be limited to one occasion. So mum dropped me off at the start on Monday, and she's just caught me just now, and with Seth and Arthur. So I've just had a little fuss with Seth and Arthur, and then off they've gone, and I'll see them sometime tomorrow at Kirk Yetholm. That is the next landmark. But for now I think we're in Kielder Forest. I think that's where we are. So just ploughing on through the forest, having a lovely time, feeling pretty cheerful, feeling tired, and maybe need to get a few more calories in, so I will do that before I hit the hills. Quite pretty. About 24 miles to go, less than a marathon, which is quite exciting. Kind of strange when it's something I've been preparing for like 6 months. But yeah, looking forward to getting to the end at some point tomorrow morning. I'm going to have a nap at Hut 1. That is still the plan. We'll see what time I get there. But in the meantime, enjoying the beauty. Just lovely. Probably will be the last video before it gets dark. It's about 8:30 on Wednesday evening. Well, I've done 142 miles almost, so about 13 to go, I think. About 7 or 8 more to get to Hut 2, so I've just been to Hut 1. And I was going to sleep, but I want to just make the most of the daylight, so I didn't. I elevated my foot for 15 minutes, and a very sensible chap was like, why don't you cut the elastic in the top of your sock so it's not digging in to the swelling? Genius. I've done that and it feels a bit better, but I'm also in the sweet spot of my paracetamol and Voltarol. So I've had a sausage roll at the Hut 1, so I was there maybe 20 minutes or so. Yeah, so on to Hut 2. It'll be dark before I get there, and then you're allowed 2 hours max. So I think I'm going to stay 2 hours, spend 2 hours of darkness there, then crack back on. Yeah, that's me. Oh, I'm going to go, because talking when you go uphill is hard. I don't know what my hood's doing. Hi, good morning. It is Thursday morning. It's 4:30 a.m. or 4:27. 3 minutes until I can take my paracetamol. Just heading down towards Kirk Yetholm. There's another challenging night. It was fine while it was light, and then it went dark, and it was right for a while, just flagstones to follow, and then it got back to some bogginess, and then there was this really steep uphill, and then this horrific downhill, and my leg is really, really sore. So downhills are particularly painful, and I couldn't see where Hut 2 was. I have had loads of visual misperceptions, or loads of seeing things that aren't there, or misperceiving things that are there. So I must have seen like 20 odd huts that weren't there before I got to the real one. Loads of sheep that weren't there. I saw a man with a backpack, he wasn't there. So yeah, that was kind of freaking me out. It made me start to be like, can I trust what my eyes are seeing? But anyway, I eventually made it to Hut 2, and had a big cup of tea, and then put on all of my clothes, which I still have on, and got in my bivvy, and I had an hour's sleep, very restless sleep, because I was cold, and then just as I woke up, Chris and Adam arrived, who I spent the previous evening with, so we set off and did the rest of the night section, which, I mean, wasn't great. We're just all suffering. It's painful, so yeah, so we've done that, and now we're probably still like 3 miles from Kirk Yetholm, and it feels like a marathon, but hey, we're nearly done 155, I think, miles. So yeah, feeling pretty proud of myself. Sorry for being grumpy, it's early, sleep deprived, calorie deficit, and my leg really, really hurts. But beautiful sunrise, beautiful sunset yesterday, beautiful sunrise this morning, and we'll soon be done. Hi there, so I am 10 days post race, and I have just been out for my first run since finishing. I say run, some jog walk intervals, and actually feel not too bad. So yeah, I've had 10 days of recovery and rest. I felt pretty good straight after in terms of physically, my muscles, I had no muscle aches, had one teeny blister. The day that I finished at 5:30 in the morning. I then spent that day just napping, eating, and sitting with my foot elevated. Not gonna lie, my foot, ankle, shin, that tendon has been really painful. So the first couple of days after the race, whenever I got up, I could barely weight bear on it. I had to stand right on my tiptoes because I couldn't flatten my foot. I still can't bring my toes towards my shin, so still got some swelling, still got quite a lot of tightness in the kind of posterior tendon, so on the kind of front of my ankle. So I'm still quite restricted. I can't really push off from it, so I can only really shuffle. But it's massively improved. I saw the physio on Wednesday, and she gave it a really good massage, and gave me some exercises to do. So I've been religiously doing those twice a day, which initially makes it hurt more, but you've got to stress it a bit, I guess, so it can recover. So yeah, other than that, I felt pretty good. I've not felt quite as tired as I thought. My brain's still a little bit foggy, so work has been a challenge. I went back to work on Wednesday this week, so it's Sunday today, so my brain's been a little bit foggy, so work's been a bit challenging this week, thinky stuff, but I've just worked my hours, and I've banked a lot of hours, so it's not quite so bad. And yeah, reflecting then, I've had quite a lot of time to reflect on the event and chat with people about it, and I still feel pretty proud of myself. I still can't quite believe that I did it. Feel pretty proud of myself for getting it done. My reflections, I think I ate really well throughout it. I took on fluids really well. I think I slept pretty well to plan. There's maybe a couple of places where I maybe would have just tried to have a little bit more rest. But yeah, I think I did pretty well. I had to have a few occasions where I had to talk to myself. I talked to myself out loud quite a lot because when you're on your own for such a long period of time, sometimes just to hear a voice out loud makes a big difference. So I had a couple of voice notes from friends, which was lovely. But yeah, just talking to myself to help myself problem solve, I think was really helpful. So yeah, I feel I did really well. I feel I've come out of the other side pretty well. I feel better after doing this little run that my leg, there's no permanent damage. I've not had any pain during this run. It just feels tight, but actually no pain at all. So yeah, I feel like I'm going pretty well. So I just thought I'd do a little update 10 days on. Entries open for next year's Summer Spine tomorrow. I will not be entering. I'm going to do some, I think, more local races next year, and then maybe the following year, we'll see. But I think I need something not quite so epic for next year. But I've really enjoyed it. I feel like I trained really well, prepared really well, and don't think there's anything more I could have done to make it go better than it did, other than stumbling on the boulders. So yeah, there's my little update, and yeah, it's been an adventure and I've loved it.